Hello, people. Welcome back to another adventure of the Warren Show. This is something I've been dying to do for a long time, and I had this for about a couple of months. During my recuperation, I said I was going to do a video on this, and I finally get a chance to do it. This right here is based. This is the GI Joe role playing game Beginner's Box from Renegade Game Studios. They got the license maybe a year or two ago, and they've been pumping out some game. They've been doing some. From what I understand, it's a very good game. I haven't read it yet. I do have the rule book. I do have the Corbett source book and a source guide and maybe an adventure or two. Never tried the game, but and when I first heard about this, I said, let me get this. Let me buy this first. Read it. Yeeks. Then we can see what's going on. Yeah. Some technical difficulty. So this is the beginner's box right here. This is the front, which is cool. Side, side, and here's the back. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got, what we have. Here we go. That should be good. Yeah, some technical difficulties. Ooh, come on. Here we go. Here we go. Woo, finally. Comes with some dice and a token for Cobra and G.I. Joe on the other side. So it's come with dice. I did buy some dice separate as well for the other games. What happened was the book itself is like, this was about like $35. The actual core rule book, the thick core rule book is around about 60. The Cobra source book is about 60. And there's some other stuff going on. One thing is kind of cool. Shows a whole bunch of people. This is what I used to do every Friday around like a group of people like this. Well, not necessarily this game, but we used to play Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. So this is the checklist. I got the core rule book. I did buy the supplement for adventure right there. Did I get Ferocious Fighters? I'm not sure. I know I did get the Cobra Codex. That was cool. I should have got the standee pack. Should have got that. And there was also some dice sets. I got those. I remember that. Dice bags I didn't get. The standee sets is like a little like cardboard stand kind of thing. They also do Transformers, role playing game, Power Rangers, and My Little Pony. So this is the player's guide. 36-page rule book, I believe. So this is like 30 pages. So, I should be able to read this. You should be able to read this in a day to figure stuff out. Oh, there's Don Marino. Well, I think that's what her name is. Nice looking artwork right here. I remember when I was a young kid, well, like between 12 and 13 or something like that. every day coming off of school, watching GI Joe. Had the GI Joe figures. Me and my brother used to play all day, all night. We get done with our homework. We'll play till it's time to go to bed. On the weekend, like Friday nights, we start playing GI Joe or something like that, and then and we'd be playing till like 4 in the morning. Get up early and play. Do our chores, play some more. We do a whole bunch of stuff. So then now, all of a sudden, a role playing game is that I don't need the actual figures anymore, even though I do have GI Joe figures. I do. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I could use those to, if I actually ran a game like that, I could probably use those as stand-ins. But that's kind of whatever. Here's the adventure. Oh, here's your game guide game. It comes with an adventure already. Bulletproof. Well, I heard of Dusty. Helix. Never heard of that person. I do have her figure, but I don't understand. This is from the IDW run, which I didn't read. Mud and Junkyard, of course. Sherlock. Don't never heard of that. Sideswipe. And Steeler. Sideswipe, maybe I heard of him before. I don't know. This is an adventure, so it's kind of cool. Stats for the enemies right there. Vehicles. Interesting. Another adventure right here. Another beginning adventure. So this is kind of neat. So you get two different adventures. Two starter adventure games, which is pretty cool. Man, this is nice. The artwork here is pretty nice. So I guess these are the character sheets right here. Oh, cool. They come like in a booklet style, which is kind of nice. Well, I know for a fact that if I was going to do this, first thing I will do, I'll go to my trusty printer, copy right over there, and I'll photocopy this. So that way I don't have to mess up these. Steeler, Bulletproof, Sherlock, Helix, Dusty. You know what this reminds me of? Mud and Junkyard. Oh, you know what? This reminds me of the Star Wars role-playing game, which I did have. And I ran one adventure, one time. And that was enough. And I couldn't. And then a group of friends would say, "Hey, you got this game? Yeah, cool. Let's go." And we never got around to getting together to actually do something about it. And here's the game screen right here. Cool. The Game Master screen in all of his glory. And that's kind of cool. Now these are just starter. This is a good starter set right there. Looks pretty cool. So, I could, you should be able to get this. And then after I read this a bit, among the other things I get do, then I can graduate to the actual core rule book. Which should be a good whopping almost 400 pages. And where you can actually take the full game instead of just half the game. And, then on top of that, I could pull out this bad boy right here, which is the Cobra Codex source book. Which is like 230 some pages of good Cobra goodness. And even though it does have some other stuff involved, which is fine. Ooh, Serpentor. Nice. Boy. Then also, I could also play this adventure right here, which comes with a game screen. Ah, here it is. The gear guide. There's supposed to be another book, but I can't figure out where it is at the moment. Oh, it's Devil Rays, I think. Kind of cool. Then on top of that, Operation Cold Iron. So basically what it is I'm a G.I. Joe fan. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know I'm a G.I. Joe fan. You know it. So naturally, when I first heard about this, I had to get it. Even if I can't find people to play with this, just to have it is kind of like just like the collector in me. The collector in me just had to have it. But other than that, it should be pretty cool. So, if you're into role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, if you were into stuff like that, would you buy this? Well, if you're a G.I. Joe fan, would you buy this? Maybe, maybe not. Now, they're from Renegade Studios. Sometimes if you go to a hobby shop, they might have it in stock, or a lot of times I believe, let's see, does RGP Net or something like that, they might have it online in PDF forms. I don't know. With that being said, thanks very much. Also, oh yeah, I believe on the Renegade website, instead of buying the actual physical books, I think you could buy the PDFs for these if you don't want to have the actual physical books, I think. But don't quote me on that. I haven't been on that website in a while. But other than that, as a G.I. Joe fan, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and Yo Joe.